M is for Mason.
G is for Graham.
B for Betcha.
This is the MGB Wrestling Podcast, the podcast with PG-rated material accessible to wrestling fans of all ages.
My name is Graham Bagshaw, and my co-host and creator of this podcast is proof that wrestling fans live with their parents. My 10-year-old son, Mason.
Alright, this is A11. This is the 11th event of this year, Mason, that we've been to. Stay Gold Pony Boy, Friday 23rd November. We're recording this a week later, actually. And it was at the, this was the JCC, I think, wasn't it? The Jewish Community Centre?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, we're doing this one a little different for a couple of reasons. One, first of all, we didn't actually think Mason was going to be going to this one for a while. So we had to change a few things. This was supposed to be the one where we were supposed to interview Josh Fuller, and we were supposed to do a quiz against Jackson. Josh, we apologise for that. We didn't think Mason was going to be there. We didn't have a chance to prepare any of the quiz. He was supposed to prepare a quiz, but he lost his internet access. So we'll try and reschedule that at some point in the future, hopefully. Also, this has just been a crazy busy week this week. So we're not going to do our normal format and go through the whole card. We're just going to pick out top 3 moments. We'll talk about, we'll list the results though, and perhaps some honourable mentions, and who knows, perhaps we might think of other things to talk about. Alright, do you want to start us off with what you had as your third best moment? This is more like a regular MGB, right?
Uh-huh. My third moment is Coach Mikey. He held up our signs to the Powerbomb TV people watching, and on one of the signs it said Quack Friday, and on the other one it said Happy Quacksgiving.
It did, and we actually saved these from last year. This was we were pretty excited. This is how quick we got into the Ugly Ducklings. We'd only been going for a couple of months. We were like, we got to make signs. And we did it over Thanksgiving last year. We put them away in the closet. We got them out again, and they still look good. We put them back in the closet. If those guys are still there in a year's time, and if they still do an event on that, then I think we'll do that. I haven't actually watched back on Powerbomb TV yet, so I don't know if our signs made it on or not, but certainly those guys knew that we had the signs. And Jackson made a sign as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because we tweeted that out. I can't remember what he had on his. I know he drew a picture of a duck.
And then on the other side it had, I don't know,
He
a
wrote...
ship, I think. A ship on the toilet, he said.
Jackson, I know, wrote his name on it as well, and he got all his letters backwards. He got like his J backwards and his S backwards, but...
He was actually writing some letters. He wrote the ABCs, and he knows how to make a bubble J.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
And he made that the correct way.
Huh.
But in the alphabet that he wrote, just regular letters, he made the J wrong.
That was his game yesterday, because I don't think he realised. He was like, hey, Daddy, let me think of some wrestlers and you tell me how you spell them, and I'll write them down. So he was making a poster. And then after he wrote them all down, he picked 4 wrestlers. He said, I want to see these people in a tag team match. So he's doing fantasy wrestling booking right now. So for those of you who didn't see the Twitter post, it was, let me think who he picked first. AJ Styles. Who else did he have on AJ Styles' team? I know it was against Brock Lesnar, and it was also against Triple H. I'm trying to remember who else he liked. I don't remember.
Bryan?
No, it wasn't Daniel Bryan. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, he's having fun doing signs and writing, and hey, it's all good educational stuff. Do you want to talk about what this match was? You just mentioned it was the Ugly Ducklings, because it wasn't a tag team match, which it normally is.
This is called a Cybernetico match, where, like, you pick 8 people, you put them in order. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, the Ugly Ducklings and their partners, they had 7 people at the start, and they were wondering who the 8th person was, and they asked me.
They teased it online about the 8th person didn't want to announce themselves.
Coach Mikey.
Yep.
Rob.
I have the list if you want me to read it.
No, I was talking to the people who asked me.
Coach
okay. Mikey. No, it was Lance. Lance, both. Oh, it was Rob too, and Nick Iggy all asked me if I was the 8th person.
Not Iggy Azalea. You know which one's which now.
No.
Alright, that's good. And I'm sure you said Lance and Rob because you still mix them up. You still don't know, even after a year. You was like, which one's the taller one?
I think Rob's the taller one.
Rob is the taller one, but I think that's funny that you get those mixed up. Alright, so that talks about that match. We'll talk more about the Torneo Cybernetico later, I'm sure.
So you have to make a specific order, and then once somebody does a lucha tag, which we saw on Monday Night Raw, where you go both feet touch the ground on the outside, then a new person comes in, like a tag team match.
But it has to be the next person who's in order.
Yes, in order, and then or you could just do a regular tag, and then so one team they fight another team, and then if a team has more than one person left at the end, they fight each other till there's one man standing.
Correct. So basically, it's like it's kind of like a Survivor Series to begin with. You keep narrowing it down, but unlike the Survivor Series, once you've got that one team left. So if this hadn't happened at Survivor Series, it actually would have been kind of exciting. It would have been Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre would then have to fight until there's one. Now, what we didn't know was, though, if it was the three people, do they all go in at the same time? Or is it just two of them, and then one of them gets knocked out, the third person comes in? They never said that.
Confused when you explained it to me. You said the person to win, like pinfall or submission like that. And then when Lucas Calhoun, the announcer, said it, he said last man standing. But I don't know.
Yeah, and in the end, it didn't actually even come to that anyway. What did it come? I'm trying to think who the final one was.
Eric Royal and Savage Gentleman.
Correct, Victor Benjamin. So yeah, in the end, it was 1-on-1, so it didn't actually even matter. But that match went on about 45 minutes.
It did.
Now we also decided for this one, even though we knew we were going late last minute, you grabbed your pencil. And I was like, don't even bother. I was like, we're not. I'd heard from the Squared Circle podcast these matches can go on 3.5 hours. And I was like, there's no way we can take notes for 3.5 hours. And I thought if we did take notes on a match that ended up being 45 minutes, it'd be kind of dull anyway, because it'd just be way too much going on. So yeah, we don't have the list of the thing. What we will tell you, though, is perhaps who's in this one. It was Eric Royal, he was a team captain. The Ugly Ducklings, who you said. The Carnies. Also had Trip Cassidy as well from the Carnies, who I normally think of just Nick Higgy and Kerry Awful, but Trip Cassidy also used to be
the clown one.
And and then the person who wasn't expected was Innocent Isaiah. And I don't think that's either of our three moments, so we'll mention it right now. Oh, that was one of your three?
Yes, that was my second play.
Oh, that was your second one? Okay, well, I just totally ruined that then, didn't I? Well, we can still talk about that in a little more detail, though. The other team was Logan Easton Leroux, he was a captain, Kevin Koo, Travis Huckabee, Victor Benjamin, Jackson Stone, and the main attraction, which is Bro Crockett, Paul Jourdain, I always forget his name, and Teddy King. I don't even remember Teddy King, actually.
Teddy?
It says Teddy King on my notes.
I remember he gave somebody a wet willy.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was Kenny King.
Oh, I might have. I copied these
Jake Hollister was injured.
He was. Yeah, I copied this down from PW Ponderings, so it might be that they mistyped it possibly, or I don't know. I'm not familiar with Kenny King or Teddy King, to be honest.
I thought it was Kenny King. I don't know if it is.
Okay. All right. Do you want to do your number 2 moment, though, even though I spoiled it? I said we were going to alternate, but since I messed it up, you might as well go through yours.
My number 2 moment is Innocent Isaiah. He got a huge pop.
Yeah, he got a massive pop. I don't think anyone saw that. Apparently, the only person that picked it, as far as I could tell, was Maddie. Because Innocent Isaiah mentioned it online afterwards. But yeah, we tweeted, it was like, whoa, we didn't expect it at all. He's just been doing commentary.
Yeah.
There was no hint that it was there. And then he just, he had his wrestling gear on, he pulled it all out, and that was it.
Is there somebody else that rips off their pants like that? I know Hulk Hogan rips off his shirt like that. I can't remember who it is.
And now I know why I messed up your thing. I thought you said your second moment was Innocent. It was Isaiah Frazier, and that's when I was thinking, I don't remember him doing that. And I totally confused.
I don't know. So I'm sure Matt knows.
There is, and I'm struggling to remember. I want to say somebody like Rick Rude, but I'm sure Matt will correct me later. But that's going back a few years. I can't think of anyone who does it right now.
Rick Rude wears tights.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
There's a few characters who are like that, who are all dressed kind of similar. Those 80s wrestlers are all very similar in how they used to dress up. I don't know. But yes, there is somebody that does that.
Rick Rude's the one with the lady on his pants, right?
They all have, like, as far as I'm concerned, they all have dark hair, they have bushy moustaches, and I didn't used to watch it in that era. I only know it because I've seen, like, little clips. They used to show it, like, occasionally in England, and I get to see, like, 30 minutes every few months. So I don't know them as well as I should do. But yeah, I'm probably mixing them up. There's somebody as well, who I always get him mixed up with.
Mark Aaron or somebody in the, like, right to censor?
No, way before that. I don't know. All right, anything else from number 2 then? I'm trying to think. Innocent Isaiah did something in the ring as well that got a really big pop as well, and I can't remember what that was.
I think he punched somebody. He kept punching somebody, and then...
But no, it was great to see him back. He'd been out a long time. That was over a year. It was one of the first matches we actually went to.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, it was good to see him back.
I remember at the start that, you know how Eric Royal was being creative with his yay and was like fey?
Yeah.
He did 6-6 and quack.
Oh, he did? Oh, I totally missed that.
Yeah, 6-6 the Carnies.
Yeah. Oh, no, I totally missed that. Oh, that's good, yeah. Okay, anything else from that second one? Alright, you might as well run the card then, right? Go ahead, give me your top moment.
My top moment is Bro Keller and Jonathan Gresham, their whole match.
Yeah, I couldn't single out a single thing that I liked in that match. I really did like that match, and it looks like we're going to see that match again, right?
Yeah, because Bobby Shields, he was just there sitting around. He was sitting in like the middle of a walkway, and then he rang the bell when he wasn't supposed to. I think it was a pinfall, but it was only like 2. Yeah, it was a 2.
But then they stopped wrestling because they thought they heard
and then Bro was looking at Bobby Shields, the Bell people, and then they were pointing at Bobby Shields, and he was looking surprised. And then Jonathan Gresham came behind him and pinned him. And then they got mad, and Jonathan Gresham grabbed a chair and ran at Bobby. And then so they set up another match for that.
And I thought that was good. I thought that had to be done. Gresham's got a character. He's obviously a face, and it made sense. It made sense to me that when you had such a good match like that, you'd want another chance. Yeah. I do wonder if they'd have put Bobby in it too as well, and make it a 3-way match.
Oh yeah, Tito Santana's gonna face Innocent Isaiah at the next one too, right?
I know he's going to be at the next one. I thought that was actually Isaiah Frazier.
Yeah, Isaiah Frazier.
So you got it mixed up as well.
Oh, I said Innocent Isaiah?
There you go. See? You see how easy it is too? Okay, well, that's 1-1 then. But yeah, no, I think that's it. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's a big name. Hall of Famer right there. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
As of 1 week after this event, I can already tell you the front row's already sold out.
It is?
Yes, because it's a smaller venue. They did talk about that. It's like half the size of the JCC.
Is it like...
Front row's already sold out. This one event, I don't think the front row was sold out actually in the end. It got high. It was like 80-90. I think. But yes, so if you want to go to this one, I think it's still 2 weeks away. You don't have long. Tickets are going really quick, so if you are interested in going to that one, we know that Swoggle's going to be there as well. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
Wait, is it going to be like Fury Pro type arena?
I don't think it's as small as that, but I think it's somewhere between the two of those. But yeah, being interested to know. I've never been to that location before at all, because it's out in Ashburn.
Tito Santana's 65 years old, you said?
Something like that. It still lists him as semi-retired, which means that he still wrestles, obviously. And obviously, if he's going to be there.
King, too. He's like 70.
Darren Lawler kid. Yeah, amazing. Amazing how they can... you'd think with all the punishment your body goes through.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer's still doing well. He's still fighting hardcore, and he's like that old.
Yeah, he's only a few years older than me, but yeah, thank you. Yeah, he is. You're right. He's going to be 50 in 2 years' time.
He wrestled like about 30 years, and he couldn't have started near, like, he could have started around his 20s, I think, so he must be at least 50.
I nearly went to see Tommy Dreamer about 2 or 3 years ago. He was doing a special VIP thing up at the Bowie Bay Sox, and it was, I think, $25. You got to meet him. I think you got a picture, and he actually did like a little question and answer session. And I can't remember what it was during the week, and in the end I was like, I can't do it. But I'm kind of regretting not doing that, so I'm going to keep an eye out for things like that if it happens. I don't think we got to see any wrestlers at baseball games this year. Last year, there was like tons, and some we just couldn't make. And this year, it just never really happened. I think one of them was going to be Jerry the King Lawler and his son.
Yeah, and then...
But because of circumstances, that didn't happen in the end. But yeah, no. I think we were supposed to also see one at Chikara as well, but I think you lost that one for behaviour as well. But anyway. All right, was that your number one moment?
Yeah.
All right, my third moment was a great night for Lady Frost and Victor Benjamin. You just mentioned Fury Pro Arena. That's where we saw them. They couldn't have been nicer. They were really nice to talk to. And I don't remember if I told you this. They actually tagged us on Twitter. They were talking about different podcasts and how they could use different... They actually tagged us. They actually thought about us and mentioned us, which I thought was really nice of them to do that. So, Lady Frost was she in the opening match? Or if she wasn't the opening, I think it was the second match. She was in the second match. She was against debuting Genesis. Fairly quick match. It was only about 4 or 5 minutes, but I like her entrance. I like the fact that they both walk out together. She's got that snow thing going on as well.
She reminds me of Space Monkey.
Like, why does she remind you of Space Monkey?
Because
I didn't even think you'd seen Space Monkey.
Yeah, I have.
You saw almost one match then, I think.
Yeah. So, how he leaves his banana peel in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a slipping hazard.
Yeah.
And then her, like, frostings They're kind of like tiny marbles that you can easily slip on, and then they're all over the floor.
Oh, is that what they are? I didn't watch that at all.
It's pieces of foam, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just something like a Sue Young thing where she like blows some little things into your eyes. I thought it was like glitter or something.
No, it's a little balls of foam.
Oh, okay. I'm going to pay way more attention next time then. But I like that. That fits in really well with her gimmick.
Yes.
And she was very dominant. Genesis, with it being her debut, she didn't get as much time to do that. I think first time up, you're only going to get a few minutes. I think the match was about 5 minutes, but it was nice to see Lady Frost get a win. It was also good to see Victor Benjamin in as well. This is probably third or fourth time now they've been back at Nova Pro.
Yeah.
But for Victor Benjamin to win the whole thing, I think that's significant.
Yeah, he kind of needs to make up his mind if he's Victor Benjamin or the Savage Gentleman.
Well, he's both. That's his nickname.
He is?
That's his nickname, the Savage Gentleman, Victor Benjamin. It's like the phenomenal AJ Styles. You can have more than one. It's like his nickname. So no, he's keeping that. He did change at one point, but that's long gone now. And I can't even remember what it was. I know we got confused between that tryout show and then the first time he came back. Same with Lady Frost as well, because she changed her name. But now that's their, well, it better be their thing, because they just bought that new screen thing as well. On the merch table,
Yep.
they had that banner there. I thought that looked really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they got their picture there and they got the names on
It's going to be
and
hard to
everything.
transport.
It folds up.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it collapses. It like probably rolls up and it's like an old film projector kind of thing. Oh, that's what it looked like to me. It looks like it just collapses up and then you can just roll it up and
I've
put it in
seen
the back
it.
of the car.
I've looked in an old camera. It's upside down. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, we should have, actually, it's something that doesn't fit in my top 3 at all. Merch. We'd normally, in our regular section, we'd talk about what happens at the intermission and who we saw, pictures we got. We didn't get a picture with anybody. We didn't buy any merch. The person who we tried to get was Brittany Blake, and there was a couple of people ahead of us, and they just announced, hey, the match starts in 20 seconds. We weren't at the front, so we were like, well, we'll just come back at the intermission anyway. And then we came at the intermission, and she was organising her things, and then, look, she was packed up and left early. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if we talked about possibly she had another match to go to tomorrow. Could have been a long drive, so we didn't get that one. A lot of the other people who were there, we already had their autographs too. We did chat to Jake Parnell.
Yeah.
I'd bought several of his shirts. I think I've actually got 4 of his shirts now.
Jeez.
In terms, 3 of them we bought for when we went to England, and then I have the other one as well, which I bought from his package as well, from his box, and we got all the little things. I still haven't done anything with the little turnbuckle thing, the turnbuckle keyring. I need to put that on my keyring, really. That's kind of cool. Alright, my number 2 moment was then... one of the things that you had, face-on-face matches. Certainly Bro Keller and Jonathan Gresham, like you said. But also Wheeler Yuta and Sage Phillips. I thought that was a great match as well. And interestingly, it came up the day after. On Facebook, it says what you did a year ago. A year ago, the 2 autographs that we got were Sage Phillips and Wheeler Yuta on his debut. So Wheeler Yuta's only been there for a year. I think he's had a very quick rise.
Commonwealth Cup?
Won the Commonwealth Cup, correct. He's a main event on a few things. He's had some really big matches. He had that big rival with Homicide for a while as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's come on leaps and bounds. You could see on that first one that he had the finesse and he had the skills. But I'm really glad that he's got a push. And same with Sage Phillips as well. Really entertaining matches. Both technical wrestlers, fun to watch. I like the face on face. It doesn't always have to be a face versus a heel. And I was trying to think about that afterwards. When I wrote down it was face on face, I was trying to think of who the heels actually are at Nova Pro right now. In terms on the men's side particularly, there's not many. Logan's not... He's got heelish tendencies, but he's like the Miz. He's not an out-and-out heel. Bobby Shields is starting to show those tendencies, but he doesn't have the domination like a Braun Strowman does.
Like a Gunnar Miller.
Gunnar Miller? And he's out right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't really have any massive heels right now. On the women's side, I think it's much clearer. Tara Calloway. And she actually destroyed Brittany Blake's Hollow Horror as well, a little bit, yeah. Particularly because they team up as, I forgot what their team's called.
Gothic.
Team Gothic, that's right. But, yeah. So, yeah.
I can't think of any men heels.
I can't either. I thought about it, and that's why
Savage Gentleman isn't really a heel.
A little bit.
Bo?
I think people boo him, but I don't think he's necessarily a heel. I don't know. I don't think
somebody brings a whole box of Bo Leave signs. I think he's that much of it.
Well, that's because they just don't like him, but I don't think that's... people boo The Miz as well sometimes, but I don't think he's an out-and-out heel. I don't think that they have that big terrorizing guy who everyone's afraid of.
Yeah, Josh Fuller's not really a heel either, though.
No, he's not. But he's certainly not a Braun Strowman type character either. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
That there's nobody who fits that role right now. When I think about all my other wrestling organizations that I watch, like NXT, Lars Sullivan.
Yes.
There's always somebody in each of those organizations. He would definitely be a heel, definitely. Yes, I would agree with things like that. But I thought that was kind of interesting.
Like, he just walks out onto the ramp and everyone boos him. Because of what happened with him and Johnny.
Yep. My last moment, we agreed. This is why I got confused, because I thought you were talking about Isaiah Frazier as one of yours. I had the same thing. The Cybernetico, the Return of Innocent Isaiah, that was my number one thing. I was so happy to see him back. I like the Lucha tags. I thought that was really good. I'd not heard anything about that before, that style of match. It was great to hear a new one. And I actually could talk to Matt about that when they were talking about it. They were complaining about the Lucha House Party on Raw. I'm like, no, that's what you're supposed to do. One rolls out the ring, as soon as the feet hit the floor, next person comes in. And that's exactly what they did. So I like that. I thought that was a nice gimmick match. I am disappointed about the gimmick match that we're going to miss, though. Having just talked about Tara Calloway and Brittany Blake and that rivalry that they started to have, the fans bring your own weapons too.
Yeah, I probably would have brought my broken video player. To get
that
some
would have been a
extra
good.
use out of
That would have been a great one, actually. Yeah, something like that that's got no use, and all you're going to do is throw it away anyway. Something like that would have been perfect. I can imagine somebody holding that between their hands and then hitting them overhead, kind of like they did with the chairs.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is, can we take it in to somebody who can then use it at the next one? Like, can we take it to somebody on December 15th? And then give it to them and say, hey, we want you to, possibly, we want people to use this on the next one. And then we're going to be watching that one. It's just going to be on, we'll just watch it on Powerbomb TV. I signed up for another year of Powerbomb TV, because I love watching those matches. And we found quite a few other cool organizations on there. So, yeah, I'm really disappointed we're going to miss that one. But actually, it might even be on the same night as the Raw in Detroit. So it might be, we won't be able to watch it live. It might be we'd have to watch it when they release it, like several days later. So eventually we'll get to review that event, but it could be, who knows. It might even have to be a week, 2 weeks after, depending on how quick they get it out, and when we're ready to do it. Any honourable mentions?
So what happened in the Cybernetico match was, there was, I forgot the people that do the photography.
Jay Lee?
Yeah, Jay Lee.
Mm-hmm.
So they had their little kid sitting there in the middle, like where all the dives go.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so there was like the Cybernetico match with like 16 people. All of them dived outside the ring. And there was 2 people, and Lance got superplexed off like the next to the post.
Mm-hmm.
Like the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
He suplexed onto all of the other people on the outside.
Everyone went flying. It was total carnage. I took a picture, and there's just bodies all around me. I thought it was great. I didn't have to move, but then everyone came right towards me after that.
Yeah, I saw 2 people go instantly, like, crawling toward Innocent Isaiah to see if he was okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Anything like that, you just don't know what's going to happen. They definitely put their bodies on the line. I have one other moment from that Cybernetico as well, which I wondered if you were going to mention. Travis Huckabee. While he was on the floor at one point, once he rolled out of the ring, he came over and did he untie your shoelace or try to untie your shoelace?
I don't know if he was trying to, like, get my poster and then take it or something because my foot was in the way.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, he, like, reached out, and then I think he might have caught the lace or did it on purpose.
I think that's a deliberate on purpose
one.
I think that's definitely a deliberate one. But I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I like things like that. And I tweeted him later and said, things like that. It's the interactivity. Things like that you're going to remember.
Like in WWE, you can't even reach over the barricades.
You're not even getting anywhere close. No, you're not getting anywhere close.
The best you're getting is a hand over the barricade and a slap on the hand.
Now, I thought I had some more honourable mentions, but I'm not thinking of anything right now. Unless you've got anything, I'm just going to read through the results.
No.
Alright, so the kickoff show, Lucas Calhoun defeated Blank, who you think is?
Oh, Logan.
You think that's Logan? I didn't hear anyone mention that at all on Twitter. 2, Lady Frost defeating Genesis.
I tried to do that annoying clapping thing at Logan.
They put like their palms of their hands together, and then they just clap with their fingers, and they keep their hands actually together, touching at all times. That was kind of funny. I got into that. I
really like that clap.
3, Ryan Squatch defeated Bobby Shields on his debut, but only because Bobby Shields
hit him in the
got
dingo.
Disqualified. He kicked him in the dingo. As funny as that is, and I'm not going to edit this out. I'm going to leave this in, actually. If you look on PW Ponderings, it tells you how they win. Their quote was, he kicked him in the dick. Which I didn't. I thought they would just say it was like. Well, I guess it's not. It's a low. What do you call a low blow with your foot? It's just a low blow, isn't it? Does it have to be your hand? I don't know. I thought they were just going to put...
Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles did their feet.
Yeah, I thought...
Oh, yeah, Logan and, whatchamacallit, Ali's partner.
MJF.
MJF did it with their feet.
Yeah, and I thought they were just going to put low blow, but no, the phrase was... Well, you heard what I said. I don't need to repeat it. Fourth one, elimination match. Steve Manders defeated Jake Parnell, Alecki, Mac Buckler, and Josh Fuller. And the main show, because we had the pre-card, because they always do that for Powerbomb TV, there was a Survivor Series elimination match between the Gator Pit and Innocent Isaiah's team, and the Gator Pit won pretty easily from what I can remember.
Yeah.
The Survivors were Brian Johnson and Jake Garvin. I was disappointed that was so easy.
Yeah.
Isaiah's been taking a beat down recently. I don't like that. Jonathan Gresham pinned Brocella, which we talked about. Wheeler Yuta defeated Sage Phillips. Triathlon match. I was surprised by this one. It was Tara Calloway, Rain, Shotzi Blackheart was coming back. That should have been an honorable mention. I love Shotzi. I think she's great. I love that hat that she's got. I love the
trash talking is good.
Rain's trash talking is really good. She's a professional for many years and she has a lot of experience. But yes, no, her trash talking was really good. Defeated Brittany Blake, Penelope Ford, and Alley Cat 2-0. Now, I thought I'd seen enough wrestling that once one team takes a lead, 1-0, you know the other team's going to get 1-1 and it's going to come to the deciding 4.
It
didn't. No,
yes,
it didn't.
It did.
No, it didn't. It was 2-0.
I thought Penelope won the second one.
Nope.
And then...
Nope. It was 2-0.
I swore...
Nope. No.
Did you look on PW Ponders?
I looked on PW Ponders. I'm reading it from PW Ponders. It wasn't. I knew it was 2-0. Because I remember at the time, I was like, there's no way. No, they were teaming up as a tag team, but one of the two lost. And that was a part of the match. So that was it. 2-0.
So Tara Calloway and...
Tara Calloway, what team won?
And Brittany Blake didn't do anything.
No, and that's what happens. And that's why I was surprised, because I was like, well, obviously at some point it's going to be... But no. Obviously with those 3 potential matches, you think more could happen. But it did. All right, and then we already talked about the Torneo Cybernetico, which Victor Benjamin won, and that was it. We got out of there pretty quickly in the end. I don't think we hung around at all. I think we just left straight away, and I think that wraps it up. Anything to add, Mason?
No.
All right, we'll leave it at that. All right, how did we do for time then? We did a little bit more than 20. We got 27. I said between 20 and 30, so I think we did pretty good, actually. I think that'll do it for this week, then.
All right, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at MGB Wrestling Pod, and you can follow me at Mr. Bagshaw. Also, listen to the other podcasts on the Visionaries Wrestling Network.
It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
The music was ZigZag by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0, http://creativecommons.org/licenses/py/3.0/.
MGB. 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 M is for Mason.
G is for Graham.